Welcome to this episode of In the Grove. I'm Jeff Franke. Today my guests are the Stephanie Jeannot and John Mueller Project. They're here to play some music and we'll talk about their band. Also, Diane Malinowski from the Elk Grove Park District. She'll be here to talk about the new fall brochure. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Today my guests are Stephanie and John from the Stephanie Jeannot and the John Mueller Project, which is a duo band. Welcome.
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's probably you're probably the first band we've ever had on our show. Okay. So you've got that going for you.
Well,
so
that's great. We made history today. Didn't know about that.
Yeah, you did. You did. So can you tell me about yourself? How you guys started in music, and how, basically what made you get together?
Surely. Well, myself, my grandfather, he was a jazz musician, physician jazz musician, but in St. Louis, played like the Gaslight District, and around the same time in the 40s, early 50s, when Miles Davis might have been around, and then, which my dad, he became, interested in music. He was in a band in high school and college and stuff, and in high school, I got really interested in several different artists ranging throughout several different genres, progressive rock. You mentioned Geddy Lee being one of my favorite bass players, which pretty much drew me to the bass guitar, as well as Tom Morello, the guitar player for Rage Against the Machine, Audioslave, etc. So being an adolescent of the 90s really gave me, in the 90s, no matter what genre of music you listened to, it was just outstanding. So I was like, you know what, I want to, I grew up playing hockey. I'm like, I want to get some of my hockey teammates and some of my buddies, and I want to get a band together with these guys. And so we started in high school, forming our own concerts at band shelters and parks, house parties back in those days, going into college, that sort of thing. And I went to SIUE in Edwardsville, and then before that I transferred to McNally Smith College of Music in St. Paul, Minnesota. I studied music business. With emphasis on booking and touring, band management, and then of course a minor in electric bass and upright bass performance.
So how did you get your start in music?
I started singing in choirs at church. I grew up in a Catholic church. My father is a sibling of 2 Catholic priests and 2 Catholic nuns, so going to church was part of our everyday thing, and I started singing in the Catholic church in choirs and stuff like that. And it developed into just writing songs and starting to perform with live bands and performing my music. And I didn't start really performing with bands until in my 30s though. And then after I graduated from Medgar Evers College, almost immediately after, I was offered to do a tour out in Russia, which was a 10-city tour.
Wow.
Over 17 days. I did 10 different cities with 10 flights, 3 train rides that were 10 hours long, 2 car rides that were 5 hours long, and you just go from city to city to city to city, including one with the big band that was about 27-piece orchestra, which I loved.
Really?
Yeah, so I did that, and also I got a chance to tour Minsk and Siberia.
Siberia?
Yes.
Wow.
And so we met online on Instagram, and he sent me this extensive resume.
I forgot about that.
I would love to work with you. Let's write songs together. So it's interesting that we did start writing songs, and the way we started writing songs was doing Zoom sessions where we would meet on Zoom, come up with different ideas for song sketches. This is what we're going to write about. So we came up with themes like Brooklyn, Love is the Man. Remember, we came up with theme names, different names, and then I would start writing songs. So and then come up with a sketch of a template of the music,
sure,
and send it to him, and he would add his bass lines, or sometimes he sent me a bass line, and then I added my part to it, and then it all developed into an album. We didn't get to write together in person until now. We're starting to come up with different ideas. But it developed into an album, and the album came out October 10th of last year.
Okay.
And this is our first time to actually come together and be able to perform our music as a team.
Well, I was going to ask you how hard it was to do something during the pandemic. Well, you guys figured it out on being able to do it. Did you do it through Zoom, or did you guys just email? Or
Well, kind of a blend of all, of messaging, email, and then of course, like when we get like songwriting on the spot, it would be like a FaceTime Zoom thing. Like, okay, well, I came up with this melody for this, or I have what I call a songwriting kit, which has some fun things like some songwriting books, dictionaries, thesaurus, and a rhyming dictionary. Like, well, lyrically speaking, well, what do you think of this? This word rhymes with this, but how would that match up?
Sure.
And then, so I think our first single that we released, "Love Is the Matter," I think that was more or less more of the lyrical exercise to it, and the words came primarily, and then I think the music and the melody and the rhythmic tracks came secondary, and then so I think that was probably the first construction, musical audio architecture that was done. And that was a very effective way. And this, of course, remotely. So they're like, okay, so this is what we'll do. And then, but it's a digital audio workstation that I would have. And so then, like, I would record it on the recording software that I would use. Either would it be Adobe Audition or, whatever. I think Mixpad is one that I used. And then, I'd send her the session itself, and then eventually. She needs the tracks, of course, individually, just so she can mix it and of course, as far as the amplitude, match the volume to whatever she's going to add onto it, and then mix it in the same session. She uses various softwares I know over in her home studio. I know she had mentioned Cakewalk and other things like that. It's an old, I think she said it was an old copy. I mean, like of Cakewalk, but if it never fails you, if it's not broken, why fix it?
The thing with DAWs now is like, instead of having a DAW that you can use on your computer, now they want you to like pay monthly for things. Okay. So it's like more of a platform that's like an app instead of a actual like program that you're using. But so like after we did our Zoom session, I said, okay, we have a deadline. Let's work and make sure we have songs by May 15th. So every night I was up till like 3 a.m. writing and sending him a song with keys and chords and everything. And it was almost probably bombarding because I sent like let's say if it was 1 week, I sent like 10 songs. I was like,
she was definitely like Prince, nocturnal working, going a week spread out with 5 hours of sleep type of thing,
But I mean, the quarantine had that effect on you, and it wasn't an easy process either.
Definitely.
Because here's the thing, like now you're working, sound travels differently, so you can't do things like come together on Zoom and let's write, because what I'm writing and the sound I'm hearing is going to sound different where he is because of the delay. So I would have to like lay down the tracks and my vocals, send it to him to add the bass line,
and then where he's at.
Yes, exactly. So like swapping files back and forth, you already lose some of the sound quality. So.
That's tough, but you were able to put together a record without being together. And
that's
definitely
something.
I'm sure. Obviously, it's you can do it, but it's got to be hard, like you just said.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if you can't be in the same room.
Right.
Well, could you do that over because maybe like my voice was a little hush or the sound, there was a peak, a squeak or something in the sound. So let's try it differently. But we couldn't do that like in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
Right. That's one thing I didn't really like. Something is a little more complex about this. It's like usually you have all the musicians or everybody in the band in the same room, plus the producer, the sound engineer, etc. So it's like, okay, well, it's easier with everybody presently there. Like just because of the convenience of communication and the tangibility of everybody there. Or it's like, oh, yeah, Steph, I think I messed this part. It's just because nothing's laid out in front of the lenses of both people in this particular case.
And then the other thing is, now, you have a song, now you want to have a visual component so everybody can see it.
Right.
So to, build videos, I love to edit videos. So that's one of the things that I do as a hobby, basically, I'll say. So, I would I would record my parts in New York, and he's recording his parts in Elk Grove or different sections, of Chicago, and it's like, now like to send back files and try to put files together. So a few weeks ago, we just had the opportunity to put together a video in person together in the same place.
First time in the same
same
physical
time.
spot.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Well, that's a good lead-in for me because I'm going to ask you, how about since we have you both here at the same time, if you'd be able to do a song for us?
I would love to.
we'd love to, sure.
Oh, that'd be
Sure thing.
fantastic. Well, we're going to take a little break and then we're going to get you guys set up, but it'd be great to see. I've watched your videos on YouTube and they're fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
have a link to one of the videos, but then, like I said, I saw like 6 or 7 of them, watched a couple. So we're really looking forward to it. Like I said, you're our first band, so who knows? We may be some really hot thing going at midnight one night or a week or something. But so we're going to have that. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with the Stephanie Jeannot and John Mueller project, and they're going to play a song for us. We'll be right back.
2, 3, and... Boy, you got me thinking about you. You should know that I always do. Kisses are like 95 proof. So intoxicated. You say things that never heard. So inspired by every word. Just one touch of your love quenches my thirst. So intoxicated. You being around me sets my heart on fire. So addicted to you, you got me wired. Now I got so much desire, so intoxicated. You say things that never heard, so inspired by every word. Just one touch of your love quenches my thirst. So intoxicated. Fill my cup with your love. I'm a lush for your love. Fill my cup with your love. I'm a lush for your love. So potent is your love. Intoxicated by your love. You make me feel ugly and a little tipsy. So potent is your love, intoxicated. Fill my cup with your love. I'm a lush for your love. Fill my cup with your love. I'm a lush for your love. So potent is your love, intoxicated by your love. You make me feel bubbly
Welcome back. Today my guest is Diane Malinowski, the Public Relations Manager for Elk Grove Park District. Welcome back, Diane.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm so glad to see you again. I know you got some great things happening this fall for the Park District. Why don't you tell us about it?
Okay, I'd love to. Well, in August, we published our fall brochure. So today I just want to highlight September and October. But this, you've got to look at it or go to our website because it is just packed with new and annual things for you and your family to do.
I looked at it and I cannot believe how many programs the Park District offers for all ages. It's just unbelievable.
Yes, and we'd like to do more. So we're just eking back after this last year, and we've really done well for ourselves coming this fall. The first thing up in September is the annual Pioneer Day.
Okay.
And that'll be on Saturday, September 11th, 12:30 to 3:30 at the Historical Museum.
We just did a program on the Historical Museum. It was great. Grace over there is phenomenal.
Yes.
And first time in the farmhouse. Believe it, I need to go back for another tour. It's just unbelievable, and I'm sure your program is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
There.
And this is a free event, so everyone's welcome to come. It's outdoors, and there's historical crafts, a scavenger hunt, some historical reenactments, and some historical demonstrations. So it's just a nice afternoon to drive by on Biesterfield, stop by, and get a little history fix in.
Yeah, and it's all about a lot of stuff about old Elk Grove back in the 1800s.
Yeah, and the museum will also do research for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I don't know to what extent, but if they've got something specific Elk Grove, they can look it up.
Oh, good.
Good to know.
People need to go to that.
This is a new event, the Fall Carnival, and it's going to be on Saturday, the 18th of September.
Okay.
It'll be in the grounds, on the grounds behind the pavilion. So we're going to have all kinds of things on the grounds. Again, it's free. There's music, inflatables where the kids can jump. There'll be face painting and a lot of games. And the only thing that's a cost, if you elect to do it, for $5, you can make a scarecrow, and then there'll be a contest.
Okay.
So whether you do it with your family, by yourself, bring a scout troop. So cross your fingers for weather, because that's a beautiful site to have it at, and it's really spread out. If you remember Play, Picnic, and Party,
I do.
That's where.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we hold it. So Fall Carnival on the 18th, new event.
What's the time?
Oh, that's from noon to 4.
Noon to 4. Okay. Very
So
good.
you just roll in. And then I wanted to jump to Pavilion Fitness because they've got several things coming in September. Number one is you can sign up, and we're waiving the enrollment fee.
Oh, okay.
So whether you pay in full or whether you pay monthly, it's basically about $79. We're enrolling it. We want everybody to come back.
Good, good.
And then at the fitness center and everywhere, it's National Yoga Month in September. So we have 6 unique special yoga classes and programs. And what we're doing at the fitness center is every time you take a yoga class, you enter into a little drawing, and at the end of September you can win this huge basket with all kinds of things that are for yoga.
Oh, okay. Now, do you have to sign up for these classes ahead of time? Or
No.
So you can just show up?
And yes, it's a fee, so you're on a, each class costs something, but there's also a thing called a group exercise pass or a yoga pass. So the people that know about yoga know about this, and if you don't, either call or just show up at the fitness center, and they'd be glad to help you out.
Okay, yeah, they're really great at the front desk there and help out, tell you what your best deal is.
Yes.
If you buy I think maybe 10, or the yoga pass may have 5 or 10 classes or
Yeah,
something.
10 to 20, and then you can pick and choose, and they'll help you out, and not just with yoga.
Well, it's all the classes, right?
They're great to direct you where to go.
Yeah.
And then this is the first time, if you've known that recently, within the last year, the Park District published a big Jumbotron screen. We've shown movies
Yes.
on it. Well, on Friday the 17th of September from 6:30 to 8:30, another free event, we're going to have Zumba and mixed fit classes on the Jumbotron, so you can come out to the pavilion parking lot and just follow along. So it's an exciting event.
I guess.
To try
It'll
for the
be
first time.
like a huge Peloton or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, you would just be in the parking lot following along with the instruction on the widescreen, the Jumbotron screen.
Yeah, well, if I ever did yoga, that would have to be on a widescreen.
Well, this is classes where you stretch and jump around, Zumba
Okay.
and mixed fit. Then starting in October, another new event. For adults. It's the Murder Mystery and Dinner, and the murder mystery theme is Hollywood Lies.
Oh,
So it's one of those events where you're prepped before you go because you have to figure out who the murderer is.
so you're all part of this.
Yes, yes. And it's nice because you'll have a choice of chicken Kiev and stuffed shells, and there'll be a cash bar available, held in the Garden Terrace room.
Okay.
So it's adults. And at the same time, for the adults, down in the same building at Pavilion Aquatic Center on October 8th from 6 to 9 is Parents' Night Out. So you can have the kids watched and they swim and do crafts and have a ball while you go down the hall and have a nice adult.
So you can bring
Evening.
the kids, they can go and they'll be watched, supervised, all that, while you're just down the hall having a good time with adults.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet you a lot of parents are looking forward to something like that.
I hope they take advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know, it was intentionally, we have Parents' Night Out every month, but this one was intentionally done to let the parents not have to be concerned about sitters and getting home. At least the children are in the same building.
Yeah, they'll feel much safer, with their kids in the same building.
Yeah,
This
and
way, you don't have to get a babysitter and then go somewhere else. You're right in the same building.
And then the kids will be like, oh, they're going to an event and we're going to an event.
Okay.
So jumping into October, one of our favorite festive Halloween months at the district, we start out with the Teen Bonfire.
Bonfire, yes.
Yes, and that's on Saturday the 2nd from 7 to 9 at Lions Park.
Weather, Penny on the weather. Yeah.
And you're on the youth committee, is that right?
I am.
And what else do people need to know about the bonfire?
Yeah, well, we didn't have it last year, but we had it two years before, and it's at Lions Park, and we collect the wood. The fire department's there to keep an eye on everything. The fire is fenced off. You can't get close to it, but it's more for kids. It's that homecoming time, and it's for 11 to 16-year-olds that really don't get involved in the high school, so they have their own kind of little bonfire thing that they can go to. So the kids come, there's music, there'll be refreshments that they can buy. That trailer that they sell for baseball games, and that'll be open for hot chocolate, depending on the weather. It could be hot chocolate, it could be Gatorade, who knows, but we try to have it every year, and it just gives the kids, make them feel like they're getting ready to go into high school and be able to enjoy homecoming.
We are going again to have our annual H2O, and that's in the Pavilion Aquatic Center. This year it'll be Friday, October 15th, 6:30 to 8:30, and it's craft, swimming, games, and a chance to win prizes. So it's a younger crowd, but it's a lot of fun, and it's just a different way to celebrate Halloween is in a pool.
Why not?
Yeah.
We can have the pool,
Yes,
right?
yes. And then again this year, we are going to have our big Halloween fest. It's been changed up.
Okay.
If of course we couldn't have it last year, but in previous years, the capacity of the pavilion is about 1,200, and we've had 1,200. So
Wow.
this year it's changed. We're going to max it out at 500. It'll be from 4 to 6 p.m. And we've incorporated, of course, the indoor games, and outside we've made Pirates Cove into like a not so scary
Okay. Haunted house.
haunted
kinda?
house, and then there'll be hay rides.
Oh, the hayride will be
The
back,
hay
huh?
ride. So quite a bit of it takes place outdoors, and that will be. Oh, the other thing too is there's a pumpkin patch. Where's my pumpkin?
You have
So
your
there's a
on.
pumpkin patch, and you're all invited. It's the fee to come is one amount, and then you just add a little bit if you're choosing to get a pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's nice. We've just switched it up a little bit because of the time, so we're inside and outside.
Gotcha. So if there is inclement weather, in which we won't have in Elk Grove, but there's still functions going on inside.
Yes.
So people should
Yes.
still plan on coming.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty lucky in the past when we have incorporated the hay rides.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's cold, they bundle up. And so, again, you don't know whether it'll be hot chocolate or ice water.
Exactly.
And, then the next day, because we cannot forget our man's best friend, it's the doggy trick or treat.
Okay.
And that's on Saturday the 23rd from 10 to 11 in the morning. And that'll be outdoors at the Hattendorf.
And I'm assuming all this information is in the brochure.
Oh,
so
yes.
About, like,
All
obviously your dog has to be leashed, right? And
Yes, the dog has
also,
to be
the,
on a
the
leash.
rules are all in all this information
Yes,
in there.
the cost is
The times, the costs, and the restrictions,
yeah.
if any, and all that. But and that's the next day. Is that a Sunday? You said?
That's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes, the Halloween Fest will be Friday.
Oh, it's a
And
Friday,
the
okay.
doggies come in the next morning.
Dog Days of
Yes.
October. Huh?
And if it's besides the fall brochure on elkgroveparks.org is our website, and the brochure is on the website, and a lot of other details in each of our areas.
Okay, so there's if you want the information, it's out there for you to get online or in the brochure, or even just calling the office.
You just call, you come in the building, we've got all the flyers and brochures. So yeah, we want everyone to enjoy this fall. And we've got great programs for all the ages to do it. And I could go on about our fabulous Sheila Ray Adult Center and our golf course. But
There's tons of stuff
yes,
happening. I
time
understand.
is limited, but I
Yeah.
wanted especially the families to know what's coming up for September and October.
Well, and that just takes us to there. So I'm sure we'll have you back talking about November, December, and other things, because I know there's a lot. You have a new park commissioner, Scott Carlson.
Yes,
He's new in there. Maybe we'll get him out here one
I
time.
think we should.
Yeah, that'll put him in the spot. Also, just the new golf course clubhouse is being built. Tons of things happening,
Yes.
and I'm sure we'll cover it. But right now, we've got
September and October.
covered.
Right in front of us.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, and folks, look at these things, and I mean, it's unbelievable what this park district puts together, and people need to, take advantage of it. So, thank you so much again for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back after this. I'd like to thank my guests, Stephanie and John, for telling us how they put this song together and performing it for us. And I'd also like to thank Diane Malinowski for coming here and telling us all the new things that are happening this fall at the Elk Grove Park District. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time on In the Grove.
3 and.
Gotta go, gotta be you and me. away from you, boy, even for a minute. 'Cause in your arms is where I wanna be, baby. By your side, sharing time. Here I am, everything here's the key, boy. You got the love and I'm ready to love you like a king. I'm at your service. Tell me what you need, boy. I wanna be your queen, boy. Gotta go, gotta be you and me, wherever you are. Gotta go, gotta be you and me, wherever you are. Gotta go, gotta be you and me, yeah. Gotta go, gotta be. Miss you even after we shared together all day. Soon as you walk away, so comfortable when I'm by your side, I just can't deny. Intense is the mood when we get into the groove. When I meet you are the one I need. Joy makes way when I see your face. Don't you ever